Luxe lovers, welcome back. Here we believe in intentional luxury and we're not afraid to invest in pieces that will work for us. So if that resonates with you, then please consider subscribing and stay a while. Well, as you all know, the prices at Hermès went up in the United States on May 1st, and like many other luxury lovers, I went to pay a visit to my local SA, which just happened to coincide around my birthday. However, I also knew I was on my way to Paris, so I had to be really strategic with what I bought. And I'll walk through what I bought, the rationale behind what I chose, and also stay to the end to hear what I told my SA to stand out as a ride or die customer in case you want to use that same language too. So grab that fancy Hermès mug of tea and let's get started. So first I'll share an item from a new to me brand, and it is She Said Yes. Now what stood out to me about this brand was that the metals were actually in 10 karat gold, not gold plated, and in fact I didn't see gold plated or vermeil or gold filled anywhere on the website. So while their prices are slightly higher, the metal is actually gold paired with lab grown gemstones. And as the name implies, their roots are in engagement and bridal items featuring moissanite or other lab created gemstones. So let's take a look. Ooh, look at that. That is really fancy packaging. I really like the little silky type sheets in the back. And I got, ooh, look at that. Yes, yes, yes. So, let me take it out. No wonder they call it She Said Yes. This is called the Joy of My Life Eternity Wedding Ring. It's a lab created gemstone in the emerald green. I got it in size 4 because my fingers are very, very small. But as you can see, it has these east-west radiant cuts. These are so pretty. I got it in the 10 karat yellow gold. So we're talking like real gold here. Look at that setting. This is so pretty. All right, so moment of truth, I'm gonna put it on and look at that. Oh, I love it. It's like such a fun, thin band. And what's nice is I can actually pair it with my other bands. So here's what it looks like stacked with my new Hermès enamel ring. And here's what it looks like stacked with my Hermès Divine ring with a Chant d'Ancre. That's so pretty. Here it is on its own. And guys, this is gold. Now I totally get it. I can't wait to style this in more of my ring stacks, so stay tuned for more. You can use code BLL15 for 15% off your order. I'll link them below, but what a fantastic Mother's Day present if you haven't already bought one. Okay, here we go. The first item is this, and it is the Hermès Plein Air little silk blotting papers made of mulberry and hemp fibers, produced in Japan. Obviously, with all of this talk about items made in China, this is produced in Japan, but we want our silky blotting papers to be made in Japan. If I open this up, here's what it looks like. This looks so cute. And it just opens up like that. And look how cute this is. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone unbox these, but as you can see, there's little H's all over these. I use blotting papers on the regular every day. As you can see, I have some sheen now. I do have oily skin, but nobody ever said that there's little H's on these. These are so cute. Right now I use like ones from Target, but if you just simply put it on your oily parts of your skin, you can see the oil come right off and you're left with more of a matte finish while keeping your makeup intact. I love blotting paper, so I did decide to pay up. And I know this is gross, but it does work. And I love the fact that it has those H's on it. Here's this next item, and it is so cute. Look at that, and look. Guys, I got the Hermès 2025 ribbon, and this is just like packaged to perfection, drawn to craft, seems to be the theme of this year. And look at this bow, it's so darling. So let's see what's inside. This might be the smallest box I've gotten even when I bought rings. And I got a little pouch, and I got, ooh, so beautiful. This is the Moors Scarf 90 ring in the color Permabrass. So this is how it's packaged because this side has a double ring. One of my resolutions for the year was to use more of my silk scarves, and I am admittedly not a great styler of scarves, so really anything that can help me, I'm all about. And so it's heavy. It has a good weight. It has Hermès Paris on the back there. And it also has some engravings there. And because this is only, I think, $250, well, yes, that's expensive, but we're not talking big bucks in terms of like Hermès. To me, saving 10% on that like wasn't really worth it. So I added this, so that came off really nicely. And it looks like this, super beautiful. And I actually did bring one of my latest twillies. This is the Bride's Gala en Fleur in Vert Almond. I wanted to see how easy this could be. So we're just gonna see if we can quickly thread this through, because again, I'm looking for cheat codes here. There is a back for the engravings, and so I'm just gonna put it around my neck, and I'm just doing this in the viewfinder, so I'm not sure how this is gonna go. We'll put both points through this little hole. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I like where this is going, and then I'll put them both back through the other one loop through the back. Wow, not bad. So obviously with a little more time and attention and without my other necklaces in the way, this is super cute. It was so fast. I literally just like took it out of the box and tried some stuff out. So this might be actually foolproof. Me, of course, being the fool. But I like that, and so there's a ton of possibilities. I love how this permabrass goes with these muted colors. Yeah, expect to see more of this. They do make a smaller one for twillies, but even though this is a twilly, I feel like this could be jewelry in and of itself. So I just love how fast that was. That was exactly what I want this to be. And I'll also put this into my new box from Rose Forever. I'll put a little picture up here of how I've been storing things like my scarf rings, also my precious bag charms, but I've been really loving that Rose Forever box that I got. And again, Mother's Day is right around the corner. Check out the link. You can put all of your little treasures like this in one place and have them beautifully displayed. All right, let's get to these orange boxes in the back. So we'll start here. Again, I love that I got the 2025 ribbon. It's kind of heavy. Ooh, look at that! Wow! So this is a Passifolia dessert plate. Spoiler alert, they come in two designs, and so this is one of them. I actually don't know if this is one or two, but I'll put it on the screen. That is beautiful, and that's pretty big. When I hear dessert plate, I thought these plates were gonna be like little itty bitty ones like I just got for Mother's Day, but these are like legit plates, and they come in a set of two. I was really worried because these were shipped to me. So here are the two plates. It basically looks like the same pattern, but that's so pretty, and I am shocked with how big they are. I literally thought these would be like little saucers, but here is the close-up look. I love the Passifolia line the best because to me, it's just so earthy. Of course, it's like rich in the greens, but also the pops of pinks. I can like legit have my meals off of this because these plates are so big. And I've already spoiled what's in here. All right, so here we are with the other pattern. Again, I will put on the screen which one this is, if it's one or two, but this is equally as beautiful and lush. I will put them side by side and try not to drop them, but you can see this one definitely has more of the pinks, and this one has more of the yellow and the oranges. Such a stunning pattern. This is perfect for like your spring and your summer months. I just love the Passifolia line. It makes me so happy, and I legitimately use a lot of my pieces every day. So the reason why I wanted to add these was because in one of my previous videos where I did my chocolate tasting, I realized I didn't have any nice like presentation plates for guests or even for doing some YouTube stuff. So I totally blame YouTube on this purchase. I had been good about not purchasing extra tableware when I didn't need it, but I actually do have a need. So the next time I do some kind of chocolate tasting or dessert tasting, I'll be sure to bust out these plates. But also I decided to buy these from my local essay because I'm not gonna try to go to Paris and bring back fine china. That just introduced like so much more risk in terms of having to be precious with the items. So this allows me to focus on leather items in Paris. But for tableware, I definitely wanted to get that before the tariffs. And if you're enjoying yourself so far, I'd love for you to consider subscribing. If you like extreme luxury product close-ups, thoughtful commentary, and Hermès unboxings practically every other week, then you've come to the right place. All right, let's get to the last item. So this is a first for the channel and the first for my collection. As you can see, maybe behind this ribbon, it says St. Louis. And you Hermès lovers will know that this is one of their sub-brands. So let's just open it up. I'm so excited, and I might save this box too. All right, let's open it up very carefully. Okay, good, there's some padding. Ooh. Ooh, look at that. Oh my gosh, how beautiful is that? This is the St. Louis Crystal Folia mini portable lamp with the bronze or copper top. I'm not even sure, but it's like the darker brown one. Ooh, let's take this out. It is stunning. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's super heavy. This is heavy, 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 I just warn you, and so delicate. Here you can see the stamp up close. It says St. Louis, France. The top comes in a few different finishes and colors. This is the darkest. Again, it's either bronze or copper. Different websites call it different things, but they also have more of a yellow gold tone, and they also have a silver tone as well. But I just thought this was such a rich color. Here is the top, and it's not, oh, it is, it has some battery in it. Oh, cool. So as you can see, it's already glowing. My understanding is that there are 3 light intensities, but also 2 light temperatures. So there's probably a lot of options that I can play with. That one looks a little cooler. So this is the highest one. Oh my gosh, how pretty is that? It charges through the USB-C charger. So it does not get any more easy than that. I'm actually afraid to take it apart. If you look underneath, you can see that there is, I believe, an LED light underneath. So there's not actually much going on. It's almost exclusively all in the top. And then it's just this beautiful cut glass that is really throwing that light. So look at what it looks like. Oh my gosh, it looks like little honeycombs on the bottom, and you know I love bees. So this is just a home run. I love the fact that it's portable. And so the final reason why I bought this here instead of abroad is because when you buy things like lamps and electronics abroad, you usually will get the charging cables that go straight to EU plugs. And I wanted a US plug. So to be honest, I'm not sure if they're gonna do USB-C to USB or if there is even going to be a US plug, but I didn't want to take that risk. But here it is. I'll also try to put in some pictures of what it looks like in the dark. But as you can see, oh, it looks so pretty. That looks like a flower. This is the most beautiful lamp ever. And like I said, I love that I can move it around. I can put it on my side table. I can put it in the kitchen if I'm entertaining. I could put it on my desk if I'm working. So I love this. This has been a fantastic haul, and I gave you all the reasons why I decided to buy all of these items in the US before the tariffs instead of going to Paris for them. So I'm so happy I got all of these items before the price increase. And so I remember last time when I went to Paris that when I got back, I actually wish I remained more loyal to my local SA. So in a way, shopping before my trip was my way to put money in her pocket and also to plead my case for quota bags before the price increases. So in general, my guiding principles for Paris will be to just focus on hard to get leather items, but for some of these items, they're just like readily available. And I already have the Hermès fine jewelry pieces that I'm interested in, so I'll just work with my local SA on all other items at a reasonable pace. And so, as I promised in the beginning, I'll share basically the heart-to-heart I had with my SA right before the price increases. In not so many words, I basically told her that I totally understood the situation and that I actually thought Hermès was being quite transparent about their pricing practices and that I really couldn't blame them. Whereas we're seeing other brands do global price increases at 5%, just doing a targeted 10% in the US based on our new tariff laws, that's just price transparency. Whereas if it was global, that would be a little more suspect. But I did look her right into the eye and I said, even with these price increases, I'm still interested in my wishlist bag. And That's why we saved for a rainy day. I was trying to make it lighthearted, something like that. And basically, I was getting at the point that while other casual shoppers might hit pause during this time of uncertainty, that I'm ready to be there to put my card down when the call comes. And this might be an opportunity for other luxury lovers to separate the wheat from the chaff, as they say. But please only do this if you can actually back up your claims, because the worst scenario is that you give this speech and then you back out of the quota bag that you've asked for once it comes in. I do feel like that would not be a good look. And also, please do not go into any hardships for the bag. If you have that cash set aside, even better. But if you need it, don't spend it on a bag. But in summary, I think she got the message, and now I just have to see if I can get my wishlist bag from my local boutique. So you guys have all been so patient. I promise you, the next video I put out will be about my trip to Paris, and I can't wait to share everything with you, so please subscribe to make sure you'll get every video from this journey. So thank you to those who've stayed with me to the end. Let us know in the comments if you did any pre-tariff shopping with your Hermes SA, or which item is your favorite in this unboxing. I welcome you to follow me on Instagram if you'd like to see more of how I style these items in my day-to-day and other luxury moments. If you've enjoyed this video, I invite you to go down the rabbit hole that is my luxury unboxing playlist, and I'll put that link here. Please like it if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!